The year is 1182, a time of great upheaval and constant change. On the vast and unforgiving Mongolian steppe, a boy is born named Temujin. His birth, like many others, went unnoticed by the world, but this child was destined for greatness. This seemingly ordinary child would grow up to become Genghis Khan, a name that would echo through history, striking fear and awe into the hearts of people across continents. Yet, his beginnings were far from grand. Born into a simple yurt, his early life was marked by the harsh realities of the steppe. The Mongolian steppe, a vast expanse of sky and windswept plains, was a land as harsh as it was beautiful. The endless horizon and the ever-changing weather were both a challenge and a testament to the resilience of its people. Tribes warred constantly, survival a daily struggle. The land was a battleground where alliances were fragile and betrayal was common. Into this turbulent world, Temujin was born into a noble lineage, but fate, it seemed, had other plans. His noble birth did not shield him from the harshness of life. His father, Yesugei, a respected chieftain, was poisoned by a rival tribe when Temujin was just a boy. This act of treachery would be a defining moment in his young life. The young Temujin, along with his mother and siblings, were cast out, left to fend for themselves in a world where mercy was a rare commodity. They faced the brutal elements and the constant threat of hostile tribes. This early exposure to betrayal and hardship would shape the man he was to become. Temujin learned the importance of resilience, determination, and the will to survive. These experiences forged his character, preparing him for the monumental challenges that lay ahead. As he grew older, Temujin's leadership qualities began to emerge. He gathered a loyal following, united by a common goal and a shared vision of a unified Mongol nation. Through sheer willpower and strategic brilliance, Temujin transformed from a boy cast out into the wilderness to a leader who would change the course of history. His journey was just beginning, and the world would soon come to know the name Genghis Khan. Survival became the young Temujin's only tutor. He hunted, foraged, and learned the brutal realities of tribal politics. He witnessed firsthand the constant struggle for power, the shifting alliances, and the ever-present threat of betrayal. These experiences, though harsh, honed his instincts, teaching him the importance of loyalty, strategy, and decisive action. During this period of exile, Temujin displayed remarkable resilience and a keen understanding of human nature. He forged alliances not through birthright but through shared hardship and mutual respect. He learned to judge character, recognizing both potential allies and hidden enemies. This period of hardship, far from breaking him, forged within him the steel of a leader. Genghis Khan's military genius was not in brute force alone, but in his strategic brilliance. His ability to think several steps ahead of his enemies set him apart from other leaders of his time. He meticulously planned his campaigns, considering every possible outcome and preparing for each scenario. He understood the psychology of warfare as well as its logistics. Genghis Khan knew that winning battles wasn't just about having a larger army, it was about outsmarting the opponent. He used psychological tactics to intimidate and demoralize his enemies, often spreading fear before even engaging in battle. His armies, though outnumbered by many he faced, were disciplined, mobile, and adaptable. The Mongol warriors were trained to be self-sufficient and to operate independently if needed. This flexibility allowed them to execute complex maneuvers and adapt to changing circumstances on the battlefield. He revolutionized warfare on the steppe, introducing a sophisticated signaling system using flags and smoke by day and torches by night. This allowed for seamless communication across vast distances, ensuring that his commands were executed with precision and speed. He mastered the art of deception, often deploying feigned retreats to draw enemies into carefully planned ambushes. These tactics confused and disoriented his foes, leading them into traps where the Mongol forces could easily overwhelm them. His cavalry, unmatched in their speed and agility, could cover vast distances, striking swiftly and decisively. The Mongol horsemen were known for their endurance and ability to travel long distances without tiring, giving them a significant advantage over their enemies. He understood the importance of intelligence, employing spies and scouts to gather information on his enemy's strengths and weaknesses. This intelligence allowed him to make informed decisions and to exploit the vulnerabilities of his adversaries. He adapted his tactics to suit the terrain and his opponents, proving himself a master strategist time and again. Whether fighting in the open plains, dense forests, or mountainous regions, Genghis Khan's ability to adjust his strategies ensured his continued success on the battlefield. his legacy as a military strategist remains unparalleled, influencing warfare tactics for generations to come. The Mongol tribes, long divided by internal strife, were easy prey for their enemies. Genghis Khan recognized that true power lay not in subjugating his own people, but in uniting them. Through a combination of diplomacy, strategic alliances, and decisive military victories, he brought the warring Mongol clans under his banner. He broke the power of the old aristocracy, promoting individuals based on merit rather than lineage. This meritocratic system, a radical departure from the norm, fostered loyalty and encouraged talent from all corners of society. His Yasa Code, a mix of tribal customs and pragmatic laws, provided a unified legal framework, further solidifying his rule. By uniting the Mongols, he unleashed a force the world had never seen. Section 5. Conquests and Carnage. The Price of Empire. Genghis Khan's reign was marked by a period of unprecedented expansion. From the steppes of Mongolia, his armies swept across Asia, conquering vast territories and toppling empires. The Khwarezmid Empire, a powerful force in Central Asia, fell to his armies. He pushed into China, breaching the Great Wall and capturing Beijing. His conquests, however, were often accompanied by brutal efficiency. Cities that resisted were razed, their populations decimated. The Mongol Empire's expansion, while impressive in its scope, came at a terrible human cost. The rivers of blood spilled serve as a stark reminder of the brutality that often accompanies the pursuit of power. Section 6. Beyond the battlefield, Khan as statesman. Genghis Khan was more than just a conqueror. He was a shrewd statesman who understood that true power lay not just in military might, but in effective governance. His vision extended far beyond the battlefield, as he sought to create a unified and prosperous empire. He established a sophisticated administrative system, using skilled officials, many of whom were recruited from conquered populations, to manage his vast empire. These officials were chosen based on their abilities and loyalty, rather than their ethnic or social backgrounds, which was a revolutionary approach at the time. He recognized the importance of trade, establishing the Silk Road as a safe and efficient trade route that connected east to west. This not only facilitated the exchange of goods but also ideas, cultures, and technologies, enriching the empire and its people. He implemented a system of postal stations allowing for rapid communication across his vast domains. This network, known as the YAM, enabled swift and reliable message delivery, which was crucial for maintaining control and coordination across the sprawling empire. He promoted religious tolerance, recognizing that a diversity of beliefs could coexist within his empire. By allowing freedom of religion, he ensured that different communities could live in harmony, contributing to the overall stability and unity of the empire. These policies, far-sighted and pragmatic, ensured the stability and prosperity of the Mongol Empire. Genghis Khan's legacy as a statesman is evident in the lasting impact of his governance, which laid the foundation for one of the largest and most enduring empires in history. His ability to blend military prowess with astute administration set him apart as a leader who truly understood the complexities of ruling a diverse and expansive territory. Section 7. Evolution of a Conqueror, Adapting to Survive. Genghis Khan's strength lay not just in his unwavering resolve, but also in his ability to adapt and learn from his enemies. He incorporated the technologies of conquered peoples such as siege warfare techniques from the Chinese and gunpowder from the Arabs into his own military doctrine. He recognized the value of skilled individuals, regardless of their origin or beliefs. Scholars, artisans, and engineers from conquered lands were often spared and given prominent positions within his empire. This willingness to embrace new ideas and adapt to changing circumstances ensured the Mongol Empire's continued dominance. Section 8. The Legacy of the Khan, A World Transformed. Genghis Khan died in 1227, but his empire continued to expand under his successors. His conquests redrew the map of Asia, facilitating trade and cultural exchange on an unprecedented scale. The Pax Mongolica, a period of relative peace and stability within the Mongol domains, allowed for the flourishing of art, science, and literature. His legacy, however, remains complex and contested. He is remembered as a brilliant military strategist and a ruthless conqueror, a unifier of his people and a destroyer of civilizations. His story is a stark reminder of the enduring power of ambition. the allure of conquest, and the lasting impact one man can have on the course of history. Section 9. Echoes of Empire: Genghis Khan's enduring relevance. Centuries after his death, Genghis Khan's story continues to fascinate and inspire. His rise from obscurity to world dominance offers a compelling study in leadership, ambition, and the complexities of human nature. His ability to unite disparate tribes under a common banner holds lessons for modern-day leaders grappling with divisions and conflicts. His story reminds us that the past is never truly past, that the echoes of empires long gone continue to resonate in the present. By studying his life and times, we gain a deeper understanding of the forces that have shaped our world and the enduring power of human ambition. Course of history. The year is 1206. Imagine the Mongolian steppe, a sea of grass stretching to the horizon. The vastness of the land is both beautiful and intimidating, a testament to the raw power of nature. The wind whispers tales of a coming storm. It carries with it the scent of change, a premonition of upheaval that will soon sweep across these lands. This is no ordinary tempest. It is a harbinger of chaos, a force that will reshape the destiny of countless lives. It is a storm of flesh and blood, horses' hooves and the clang of steel. Warriors will clash, and the earth will tremble under the weight of their conflict. At its heart, a man forged in hardship and ambition, a leader who will rise from the ashes of his struggles to command the respect and fear of all who cross his path. His name will become a legend, whispered with fear and awe: Genghis Khan. A name that will echo through the annals of history, synonymous with power and conquest. He was not born to this destiny. His early years were marked by uncertainty and hardship, a far cry from the greatness he would one day achieve. He began life as Temujin, a son of the nomadic tribes. His family lived a life of constant movement, following the rhythms of the seasons and the needs of their herds. His world was one of shifting alliances, sudden violence, and constant struggle for survival. The steppes were a harsh and unforgiving place where only the strong could thrive. The steppes bred warriors, and Temujin learned their lessons early and brutally. But Temujin was different. He possessed a fire, a vision that set him apart from his peers. He possessed a fire, a vision that set him apart. He saw beyond the immediate struggles of his people, dreaming of a future where the Mongol tribes could stand united and strong. He dreamed of uniting the fractured Mongol tribes, of forging them into a weapon to conquer the world. This vision would become his driving force, propelling him to take risks and make sacrifices that others would shy away from. This ambition would drive him to the heights of power and leave a trail of blood and fire across Asia. His conquests would stretch from the steppes of Mongolia to the far reaches of Europe, leaving an indelible mark on the world. This is the story of that storm, of the man who became Genghis Khan, a tale of ambition, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of a dream that would change the course of history forever. The steppes were a harsh mistress. Life was a constant struggle for survival. Young Temujin learned this lesson the hard way. His father, a minor chieftain, was poisoned by rivals when Temujin was just a boy. His family was cast out, left to fend for themselves. They scraped by, hunting, scavenging, always on the edge of starvation. Temujin knew hardship, tasted betrayal. These trials could have broken him. Instead, they tempered him, honed him into a weapon. He learned to read the shifting currents of loyalty and ambition that ruled the steppe. He cultivated allies, forming bonds of blood and shared purpose. He mastered the art of war, becoming a skilled horseman, archer, and tactician. He was ruthless, cunning, and possessed a charisma that drew men to his banner. The nomadic tribes of the steppe were a fractured lot, constantly warring amongst themselves. Temujin, driven by his ambition and burning desire for revenge, saw an opportunity. He would unite them, by force if necessary. His rise was marked by brutal conflicts. One battle, fought on the Black Sands, became legendary. Temujin, outnumbered but not outmatched, unleashed his fury upon his enemies. The sands ran red that day, a testament to his growing power. He broke the power of rival clans. Some he crushed utterly, leaving no trace. Others he brought to heel, offering them a choice submission or annihilation. His reputation as a ruthless but ultimately fair leader spread. He offered protection and prosperity to those who joined him, death to those who defied him. Section 4. The Art of Fear. Genghis Khan, as he was now known, understood the power of fear. He wielded it not just as a tool but as an art form, mastering its nuances and subtleties. He used it as a weapon as potent as any sword or arrow. His ability to instill fear was legendary, and it became a cornerstone of his military strategy. His enemies whispered tales of his brutality, of entire cities put to the sword. These stories spread like wildfire, creating an aura of invincibility around him. They spoke of his horsemen appearing from the steppes like phantoms, raining death from afar. The sight of the Mongol cavalry charging was enough to send shivers down the spines of even the bravest warriors. He employed a tactic known as the feigned retreat. This was a masterstroke of psychological warfare, designed to exploit the overconfidence of his enemies. His warriors would appear to break before an enemy charge, luring them into a deadly trap. The enemy, thinking they had the upper hand, would pursue with reckless abandon. Once the enemy was fully committed, the Mongol horsemen would wheel about, unleashing a devastating counterattack. This sudden reversal would catch the enemy off guard, leading to their swift and brutal defeat. He sowed terror and doubt in the hearts of his foes. The mere mention of his name was enough to cause panic and disarray among enemy ranks. Many surrendered before a single arrow was loosed, choosing submission over certain death. The psychological impact of his reputation often did the fighting for him. This psychological warfare proved incredibly effective, allowing him to conquer vast territories with surprising speed. His empire expanded rapidly, fueled by the fear he instilled in those who opposed him. Genghis Khan's understanding of fear was not just limited to the battlefield. He knew how to use it in diplomacy and governance as well. His advisors often marveled at his ability to manipulate emotions to achieve his goals. Under his rule, many regions chose to pay tribute rather than face his wrath. This not only enriched his empire but also ensured a steady flow of resources and manpower. Emissaries from distant lands would come bearing gifts, hoping to appease the great Khan. His reputation as a fearsome conqueror preceded him, making diplomacy a much simpler affair. The legacy of Genghis Khan's use of fear endures to this day. His name is synonymous with power and conquest, a testament to his mastery of the art of fear. In the end, Genghis Khan's greatest weapon was not his sword or his bow, but his unparalleled ability to wield fear as an instrument of war and governance. His story remains a powerful reminder of the impact of psychological warfare. Section 5. The Wolf and the Eagle. Genghis Khan was not just a conqueror, he was a builder. His vision extended far beyond the battlefield. He sought to create a legacy that would endure for generations. He understood that true power lay not just in brute force but in unity and loyalty. Genghis Khan knew that to maintain control over such a vast and diverse empire, he needed the unwavering support of his people. He broke down the tribal divisions that had long plagued the Mongols, forging them into a single, cohesive force. By uniting the various tribes under one banner, he created a sense of shared identity and purpose. He promoted men based on merit, not lineage. This was a revolutionary approach in a time when birthright often determined one's fate. Genghis Khan believed that talent and ability should be the primary criteria for leadership. A skilled warrior from a humble background could rise to a position of power within the Mongol army. This meritocratic system not only motivated his soldiers but also ensured that the most capable individuals were in positions of authority. This pragmatic approach ensured loyalty and fostered a sense of shared purpose among his followers. The soldiers knew that their efforts and abilities would be recognized and rewarded, creating a strong bond of trust and loyalty. He embraced the diversity of his growing empire. Genghis Khan understood that the strength of his empire lay in its diversity. He welcomed people from different cultures and backgrounds, recognizing the value they brought to his realm. He incorporated skilled engineers and scholars from conquered lands into his ranks. These individuals brought with them knowledge and expertise that were crucial for the development and administration of the empire. He welcomed different religions, recognizing that faith could be a powerful tool for control. By allowing religious freedom, he ensured the loyalty of various religious groups within his empire. He created a legal code, the Yasa, which established a common set of laws for his vast domains. This legal framework helped maintain order and stability across the empire, ensuring that justice was served fairly and consistently. Under his rule, the Mongol Empire became a hub of trade and cultural exchange. The Silk Road flourished, connecting the East and West, and facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies. Genghis Khan's legacy continues to influence the world today. His innovative strategies and policies laid the foundation for a unified and prosperous empire, leaving an indelible mark on history. In modern Mongolia, his legacy is celebrated and remembered through monuments, festivals, and cultural traditions. The story of Genghis Khan is a testament to the power of vision, unity, and leadership. The tale of the wolf and the eagle is not just a story of conquest, but a story of transformation and enduring legacy. Section 6. A world ablaze. Genghis Khan's armies swept across Asia like a wildfire, consuming everything in their path. Kingdoms crumbled before his advance. Cities that dared to resist were put to the sword. His name became synonymous with destruction and terror. From the Great Wall of China to the Caspian Sea, his empire expanded at an unprecedented rate. He toppled the mighty Khwarezmian Empire, crushing their armies and laying waste to their cities. He conquered vast swaths of Persia, pushing the borders of his realm to the Middle East. His conquests were often brutal, marked by widespread bloodshed and destruction. But there was a method to his madness. Genghis Khan understood that terror could be a powerful tool for subjugation. By making an example of those who resisted, he discouraged further rebellion and consolidated his control over conquered territories. Genghis Khan. The name itself evokes images of sweeping conquests and fierce warriors on horseback. He is remembered as the founder of the largest contiguous empire in history. But Genghis Khan was more than just a conqueror. He was a visionary leader, a shrewd diplomat, and a skilled administrator. To truly understand his impact, we must look beyond the battlefield. We must explore the life and times of the man who united the Mongols and forged a new era of global connection. Many only see the ruthless warrior. They overlook the man who valued justice, embraced diversity, and promoted meritocracy. Genghis Khan's story is one of resilience, ambition, and a profound understanding of human nature. It is a story that continues to resonate centuries later, reminding us of the power of vision, determination, and the enduring legacy of a leader who shaped the course of history. Born Temujin in the rugged landscapes of Mongolia around 1162, Genghis Khan's early life was far from privileged. He entered a world of nomadic tribes, where survival was a daily struggle. His childhood was marked by hardship and tragedy. He witnessed the brutal realities of tribal conflict and the fragility of life in the harsh steppes. His father, a respected chieftain, was poisoned by a rival clan when Temujin was just a boy. This event thrust him into a world of danger and uncertainty. He faced betrayal, enslavement, and the constant threat of enemies seeking to eliminate him. These trials, though harsh, forged his character. They instilled in him the values of resilience, cunning, and an unyielding determination to overcome adversity. Temujin rose from these ashes to unite the Mongol tribes. This was no small feat. For centuries, these nomadic clans had been locked in cycles of rivalry and warfare. Through a combination of strategic brilliance, unwavering resolve, and a gift for diplomacy, he forged alliances and crushed his enemies. He earned the loyalty of his followers by sharing the spoils of war and promoting based on merit rather than lineage. In 1206, at a gathering of Mongol leaders, Temujin was proclaimed Genghis Khan, the Great Khan, or Oceanic ruler. This marked the birth of the Mongol Empire. Under his leadership, the Mongols, once a fragmented people, were united under a single banner. They were poised to embark on a series of conquests that would reshape the map of the world. Genghis Khan's ambition extended beyond mere conquest. He envisioned an empire that stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the shores of Europe. His armies swept across Asia, conquering vast territories and incorporating diverse cultures into his domain. While his military campaigns were undeniably brutal, they also opened up trade routes and facilitated cultural exchange on an unprecedented scale. The Silk Road, the ancient network of trade routes that connected East and West, flourished under Mongol rule. Genghis Khan understood the importance of trade. He offered protection to merchants, encouraged the exchange of goods and ideas, and established a system of relay stations that facilitated communication and travel across his vast empire. This fostered a period of globalization and interconnectedness that had a profound impact on the development of civilizations from Asia to Europe. Section 5. Meritocracy over lineage. Breaking the chains of aristocracy. One of Genghis Khan's most enduring legacies was his commitment to meritocracy. Unlike many rulers of his time who favored noble birth and inherited privilege, Genghis Khan recognized that true strength lay in talent and loyalty. He broke with tradition by promoting individuals based on their abilities, regardless of their social status or ethnic background. This meritocratic system extended to all levels of his administration. He appointed talented individuals from conquered lands to positions of power, creating a diverse and highly effective governing body. This policy fostered a sense of unity and loyalty within his empire. It allowed talented individuals from all walks of life to rise to prominence. Section 6. The Art of War, Military Genius and Strategic Mastery. Genghis Khan was a brilliant military strategist who revolutionized warfare. He understood the importance of speed, discipline, and adaptability on the battlefield. His cavalry, renowned for its horsemanship and archery skills, could cover vast distances and strike with devastating speed and precision. He employed innovative tactics, such as the feigned retreat and the encirclement maneuver, to outwit and overwhelm his enemies. Beyond tactics, Genghis Khan recognized the importance of intelligence gathering and psychological warfare. He established a sophisticated network of spies and informants. He used propaganda and psychological tactics to sow discord among his enemies and undermine their morale. His military successes were not solely due to brute force, but also to his strategic brilliance and his ability to adapt to changing circumstances. Section 7. Governance and Communication, the Foundations of an Empire. Genghis Khan's empire was not built on military might alone. He understood that a lasting legacy required a strong and efficient system of governance. He established a centralized administration, introduced a standardized system of weights and measures, and implemented a unified legal code. To maintain control over his vast empire, he created the YAM, a remarkably efficient postal system. This system, with its network of relay stations strategically positioned throughout the empire, allowed for rapid communication between the capital and the farthest reaches of his domain. Messages, often carried by horseback riders who could change mounts at these stations, could travel hundreds of miles in a day. This ensured that Genghis Khan could maintain contact with his generals, issue orders, and receive intelligence from across his empire, consolidating his rule and facilitating trade and governance. Central to Genghis Khan's vision of a unified empire was the establishment of a universal legal code known as the Yasa. This code, a blend of Mongol customary law and Genghis Khan's own decrees, aimed to create a just and orderly society. It covered a wide range of issues from criminal offenses to family matters and trade regulations. The Yasa emphasized fairness, accountability, and the rule of law. It outlawed practices such as kidnapping and the enslavement of fellow Mongols. It promoted religious tolerance. It mandated the protection of envoys and ambassadors even from enemy nations. The Yasa, though harsh in some of its punishments, aimed to create a sense of order and justice across the vast and diverse Mongol Empire. It provided a framework for governance and helped to unify the many different peoples under Mongol rule. Section 9. Fostering Commerce, a world connected through trade. Genghis Khan recognized that a prosperous empire relied on a thriving economy. He knew that trade was the key to unlocking this prosperity. He actively encouraged trade by offering tax incentives and protection to merchants. He understood that a secure and stable environment was essential for commerce to flourish. He took steps to ensure the safety of trade routes and to create a climate where merchants from all over the world felt safe and welcome within his domain. The Mongol Empire, with its vast territory and its network of well-maintained roads, became a conduit for the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies. Under Genghis Khan's leadership, the Silk Road experienced a resurgence, connecting east and west like never before. This flow of commerce not only enriched the Mongol Empire, but also facilitated cultural exchange and intellectual growth across Eurasia. Section 10. Diplomacy and Alliances, Securing Peace Through Strategy. While Genghis Khan is rightly remembered for his military prowess, he was also a skilled diplomat who understood the value of strategic alliances. He recognized that diplomacy could be just as effective as warfare in achieving his goals. He used a combination of negotiation, intimidation, and strategic marriages to secure the cooperation of neighboring tribes and kingdoms. He was pragmatic in his alliances, understanding that enemies could become allies when it served his interests. He was also known for his willingness to forgive former enemies who pledged their loyalty, recognizing that forgiveness could be a powerful tool for building a lasting peace. He understood that a stable empire required more than just military dominance, it required a network of alliances and partnerships. Section 11, Spiritual Beliefs, the guiding force behind the Khan. Genghis Khan's spiritual beliefs played a significant role in shaping his worldview and his actions. While he embraced the traditional shamanistic beliefs of his Mongol ancestors, he was also known for his religious tolerance. He respected the diverse faiths practiced within his empire, recognizing that religious freedom contributed to social harmony. He believed in a supreme being, the eternal blue sky, who he believed had granted him the mandate to rule the world. This belief instilled in him a sense of destiny and provided justification for his conquests. However, he also believed in ruling with justice and compassion, seeing himself as a shepherd responsible for the well-being of his people. His spiritual beliefs, far from being a source of fanaticism, guided him towards creating a just and unified empire. Section 12. The enduring legacy of Genghis Khan, shaping the modern world. Genghis Khan died in 1227, but his empire continued to expand under his successors. His legacy is complex and multifaceted. He is remembered as a brilliant military strategist, a ruthless conqueror, a visionary leader, and a unifier who brought peace and prosperity to vast swaths of Eurasia. His empire ultimately stretched from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe. He left behind a legacy of cultural exchange, religious tolerance, and interconnectedness that shaped the course of history. He revolutionized warfare, established a meritocratic system of governance, and fostered a period of globalization centuries before the term was coined. Genghis Khan's impact on the world extends far beyond the battlefield. His story is a testament to the power of vision, the importance of cultural exchange, and the enduring legacy of a leader who, for better or worse, left an indelible mark on humanity.